Oh, still getting bit, still getting bit. Let's let him eat it. We're just gonna let him eat it, guys. Fish on, here we go. Came back for it. Oh, big trout, guys. Oh my goodness, look at that jump. Stay on. What's up, guys? I'm super excited about today, guys. Behind me, we've got Boone Lake. That means it's time to chase some big fish. Before we get started on this video, I want to do a quick shout out to a company that sent me some boots. The company's name is Cow. Check it out, guys. And this is not the first time they sent me some products, but I definitely want to give them a shout out. I'm getting ready to launch the kayak. There's a lot of mud and it just keeps my feet dry. It also keeps them warm. So guys, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. Without further ado, let's get out on the water. Let's go catch something big. Guys, I'm just launching here. I'm seeing some fish activity already, so it's exciting. We're gonna cruise up here, throw out some baits from Brummett's Bait and Tackle in Hampton, Tennessee. Hope you guys will check them out. Let's see if we can get on a fish. Go ahead and grab one of these large shiners. These things are incredible. I mean, these are just really big, healthy shiners. They're all about 3 inches long. And I like to just hook them right through one nose, out the other. That gives them a chance to stay alive, swim intensely. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this guy, very lively, and that's the idea. We want them to kick around, move around a lot. Today we've got 1/2 ounce weights on. I may switch those up to 1/4 ounce because it is overcast. Typically the shad get pushed up a little bit higher on overcast day, not always, but you know, if I see a bunch of surface activity, we'll be switching out our weights. At the moment it's not too crazy, so we'll probably keep them on, but that just also means I have to get out a little bit deeper before I start letting out my other 2 lines. I'm gonna be running planer boards today, of course. We've also got a blue heron on the far shore, kind of stalking the bank. That's a good sign. That means we've got bait back in here, guys. That's an encouraging sign. If there's bait back here, you're gonna find big fish back here too, in some capacity, either sitting down on the bottom or actively pushing fish up to the top. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and just give this guy a little toss backwards, just like that. Guys, always check your drag whenever you cast something out. You want to make sure that it's stiff enough but also has enough give that you don't just snap off. I like to put out one line that's weightless. When I do these type of adventures, I'm going to have 2 weighted lines as well, but I like to have one that swims a little bit higher up in the water column because fish oftentimes like to chase those around, so it doesn't hurt to do that. Now we're going to cruise out to a little bit of a deeper depth. Right now we're at about 15 feet. I want to get just a little bit deeper with it before I start letting out my other 2 lines. So let's go ahead and grab our first rod here. And same thing, we're gonna go right through one nostril, out the other. These are some big baits, guys. It's really nice. All right, so as long as we've got some forward momentum and I let this out slowly, we should be good. Again, I am running 1/2 ounce weights, so it is more likely to drop faster, which is absolutely fine. I just got to manage it so that it doesn't get on the bottom too quickly as we're kind of working the line. See how it's kind of running back now, pushing it up. I just don't want these lines to get out so deep and then suddenly you're smacking trees. That's always the problem. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna throw one of these planer boards on. I like to use water bugs. I don't know if you guys can see that logo there. But they've been really good to me, especially on Boone Lake, running shiners, even shad. I mean, this is like really good on lighter baits. It's a pretty phenomenal planer board, and I have caught a lot. Ooh, there's a fish. I've caught a lot of fish using this setup. So proof's in the pudding, guys. I'm not trying to sell you on something that doesn't work. This works. A lot of people have bought them and used them, and they've shown me pictures of the fish they're catching. It's just a great way to get some bait out. All right, we got one planer board out. Let's get our next planer board out, and then let's get to fishing, guys. The trick while setting up everything is just keeping that forward momentum. Kind of feels like we're running double duty here. Yeah, trickiest part of this whole thing is just, it's almost like a balancing act where you have to focus on a lot of different things when you're first getting your lines out, but now we're getting there. We're getting to the fun part, which is just cruising around, catching fish, hopefully. All right, let's cruise, guys. Let's cruise and see what we can find. I want to go about 1 mile per hour. No, not more than that. It's a bit of a late start. It's 9:19, so it's not super early in the morning, but luckily it is overcast. I like that a lot. We're just gonna see if we've got any big fish in the area. Yeah, look how calm it is today, guys. I'm so fortunate that on my kayak days, when I decided to come out in the kayak, it's calm. Man, it is tough when it's a windy day. There's a bunch of stuff happening. It can be really discouraging to be on a kayak or a small craft. But on days like today where it's this smooth and calm, it's not even that cold. It's probably about 45 degrees right now. Perfect hoodie weather. I mean, it's just, you couldn't ask for a better scenario. Now we just got to see if we can trick some fish. I like to push my planer boards out about 20 feet or more. Especially I'm only running 2. I really want to run them wide. You don't want them to run too close to the boat because you want to space everything out. We've already got one bait directly behind the boat. The other 2 I want to space out, so I'm covering water, you know. Right now I'm covering about 40 feet, maybe even 50 feet here with baits, and that's exactly what I want to do.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
All right. You Michael?
Yeah.
Enjoying your videos you put on YouTube, man.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you for watching.
I subscribe.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to help you out all I can.
Heck yeah. Well, that helps. All right. Well, good luck. Thank you. Uh-oh. We're getting hit, guys. And he's off. Oh, that hurts. Uh-oh, still getting bit, still getting bit. Let's let him eat it. We're just gonna let him eat it, guys. Fish on, here we go. Whoa, what in the world is this? He came back for it. Oh, big trout, guys. Oh my goodness, look at that jump. Stay on. Oh, what a beautiful trout, guys. He came back for it, guys. He was nibbling. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see if we can land him, guys. This is gonna be dicey. He is very, very green. I'm just gonna be patient with him. That was a massive, this is a massive trout. See if we can get him up. He's rolling. Anytime they get close to the boat, they roll. Get in the net. Yes! We got him, guys. Oh, what a massive trout that is. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and get him in the boat real quick. Get the hook out. Barely got him on the lip, guys. He could have easily spat that hook. All right, guys, so check this out. We're gonna do a quick lift, see if we can lift this guy. It's a huge brown trout. I mean, absolutely huge. Look at that, guys. Oh, I mean, this is just wild. Check this out. I mean, this is a massive, massive fish. I didn't bring my bumper board today, but if I had to guess, I'd say about 27 to 28 inches, guys. This is huge. Let's go ahead and just put him in the water and let him go. Ooh, and there he goes. He's out of here. So guys, that sequence of events was really, really cool. I mean, I saw him initially get bumped. I saw the planer board start to bounce. Got my hands on the rod, felt the weight for a second, then I felt it spit it. So I started reeling, I thought, let me stop, let me just let it catch up. And then sure enough, it did catch up, started biting again. I let it eat it that time, set the hook, and then fish on. That was just a really cool way to catch a fish. It's fun feeling it like that. So now we're gonna keep cruising. Let's see if we can get something else. So guys, if you've followed me for any amount of time on my channel, you know that occasionally I like to give out some advice or give updates on things that are going on in my life that may also impact you guys in a positive way. And today, guys, I wanna talk about something that I think is a really, really powerful concept. And I think it's a life-changing concept if you guys are willing to adopt it into your lives, because it directly affects the relationships in your lives. Things like your children, your wife, your girlfriend, things like that. And oftentimes men, we're very prideful. We don't like to admit when we're wrong, but today I'm going to talk about the power of admitting you're wrong, and how that actually can be a transforming moment. Because let's face it, we all screw up, we all do boneheaded things, we all do dumb things. That's never going to change. but how you deal with it directly impacts relationships moving forward. Are you going to, excuse me, are you going to just sit there when you make a mistake and not own it? Because if you do that, what happens is you're actually building rifts, internal rifts between you and the people you care about. So let me give you an example. Let's say that, you know, you don't take out the trash when you say you're going to take out the trash, or whatever. It can be anything. Let me turn this boat around real quick and we'll jump back to that topic. Sorry guys, I had to quickly turn the boat around, otherwise I was gonna get stuck in some trees. What we were talking about was what to do after you screw up. A lot of times the default move for guys is to kind of just hope that time erases your stupidity, because you don't really want to admit you're wrong, right? And unfortunately what that does for the people in your life is that actually it causes these underlying rifts, these underlying problems. The trust and the trust factor is huge in relationships, and every time you do something wrong and then you don't own up to it, there's a little bit of trust that's lost, right? And ultimately that can cause major problems in a relationship. And so my advice, and something I've had to learn over the years, is that when you screw up, when you do something that's boneheaded and really dumb, it's better to get out in front of it and to own it, because ultimately you're going to gain trust instead of losing trust when you own a problem. And what I mean by that is that you actually address that, hey, I screwed up. That was not good. I'm going to take steps to make it better so that it doesn't occur again, and then following through on that. And actually what happens there is, even though you've messed up initially, you've actually gained trust by doing that. And that's how you build a solid relationship. It's not the other way around where you hope time fixes everything, because it won't. And so that's kind of the advice for today. Occasionally I'll throw stuff like that at you, but that one's just been sitting on my heart for whatever reason. And I just wanted to pass it forward to you guys. So, you know, when you screw up, just own it. Try to make it better instead of going the opposite direction and internalizing it. Don't do that. Get out in front of it. Let the people know in your life that you are a screw up and that you're doing something about it to make sure you're less of a screw up for the next day. Oh, he's getting hit. He's getting hit, guys. He's getting hit. It's going back. Here we go. Fish on. Look at that, guys. Suddenly that thing started bouncing. Oh, it came off. It came off. Shoot. Oh, guys, we had something. Look at that. I wonder what that was. We'll never know. Definitely had the shiner though, that's for sure. Just for a second, I think maybe a trout. Could have been also a small bass. It could have been. Kind of had the small bass feel to it as well. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as I did. If you'd like to see more Boone Lake action from a kayak, I've got a fun one right here. Or you may enjoy my recent live scope adventure I had with Adam Bradley. That one's gonna be right here. Until next time, tight lines.